What's goody? Back in the room that's shitty. Time to talk about fucking... Wait, what's his name? Here to talk about Tom MacDonald. Let me be honest, this motherfucker is cooked, and it's annoying as shit that I have to talk about this. Is what I would say if I didn't choose to talk about this. What's up, y'all? Welcome back to the channel. We're gonna do a deep dive on Tom MacDonald, one of the most provocative rappers to ever do it, and actually see what it's like with some of his non-political raps. I Wish, Castle, and Dear Rappers. I haven't been hearing a lot about Tom MacDonald, but I've always been to say this. I didn't hate him starting off. Now that was like during 2017 when like I was like really cringy and annoying. But I didn't really hate him, especially when he made the I Hate Hip Hop song. I love hip hop, I like rap, but also I didn't like a lot of trends, and it made sense why he was talking about it. So like, it wasn't that bad. Just had to see people didn't like him because I thought that he would get over this bullshit about being the quote unquote anti-SJW thing. That's what everyone was getting over. Like, literally the fact that Derek Blackman, you know, some black guy literally just started doing metal, and Chris Reagan honestly just does like shit report now where he just talks about the news, and he stopped for like a full-on year basically. I thought that Tom MacDonald would either make some real music or at the very least would just do something like new. But no, he dug deeper into his anti-SJW, anti-leftist thing and became a transphobic dickhead, basically. Before you say, yeah, he is transphobic, if you have to talk about how all these things about trans people are bad and trans kids and stuff like that, you just want to highlight your one trans friend, you're saying all this shit, probably transphobic. But I ain't here to talk about, like, any of that. I'll be honest, you want to go listen to somebody who actually experiences transphobia or has more knowledge than I do, go ahead. My thing is this, all of this stuff isn't just political. And let me be honest, I might be wrong about him in some things. It will prove that about me later. But I'm more here to talk about his non-political rap because he's done a lot of those, and the stuff that's just all political. If I want to go figure out some new stuff about politics, I'm not coming in for that. But let's actually look at some of the stuff he's done and see if his rhyme schemes and everything else about how he does his fucking craft with rapping works. First, Dear Rappers. This is trash. Alright, I'm not gonna say it's trash. It's mid at best. So let me just say this. These rhymes, they work well enough at portraying the point, but it's edgy as shit. This feels like it was written as if he was working at Hot Topic and he was on break and he only had like a 30-minute break. And the chorus, man, I don't want your Xanax bars. It just doesn't work. It's not great. It's, my goodness. Did I mention I listened to this stuff when I was like, probably I think second year of college? I forget when in college it was. Did I just like mid-rappers? Did I just have like an enjoyment if you had like more than 2 syllables? Like, I just enjoyed what the fuck you were doing. This is just so mid. I guess I just like the beat. The beat was decent, but I'm not liking what I'm seeing so far. At least now. I liked it when I just got out of high school and everything is edgy, cool. But this is just not it. Also, because it's older, I'm gonna say this. A lot of the references didn't age well, especially for his modern beliefs. But we'll talk about that later. Let's go to the second song.
Yeah, I'm white, but I never put your neck there.
Number 2, Castles. Surprisingly, this caught me off guard. It was shockingly deep, and it showed a side of Tom we don't really see, especially in recent years. It was shocking to see him be genuine. Chorus still ain't great, but that's more of the fact that he's not a great singer. Not that he can't create a good chorus, because he can. He's not the best melodic singer, but you get the idea. This wasn't the most complex song on homelessness, but it showed his character, and it had sincerity, which a lot of his music just doesn't have a lot of the times. If you're a fan of Tom MacDonald, this song explains why. I got nothing negative to say about this that I haven't already said, so next one. And last but not least, I Wish. This was the best song that he's done so far. Not off of the intent, but more talking about who he is as an artist. I wish he made more stuff like this, because the chorus is actually the best chorus out of these 3. It tells us about his life, his family, things that we don't hear about that much, a lot of rappers, and talking about his addictions. Honestly, it was a pretty good song. Also, the bars are average, but for him, actually pretty good. Again, we get to see who he is through this, and it's great. Now for my final point on Tom MacDonald, both now and back in the past.
Go white boy, go.
Tom MacDonald was never a great artist, and that's not trying to be a dick to him. It's just kind of true. He was average. Well, not even average, slightly above average. This isn't to insult or to really cause problems. It just was what it was. But in his little niche, he was pretty good. I would definitely say a good reason why he got so big was because of how he understood the algorithm. That's how most influencers have to do their thing, even though you talk down on influencers. But if I'm being honest, he just didn't really have it to make it to be a great rapper. If it wasn't for the Mac Lethal beef, I really would not know about him. He does most of the stuff for shock value, and it's getting old. That's why I looked into his top songs that have no politics in them, and they only really go back to like really 6 to 7 years. Anything earlier than that is just cringe content. It's not anything of value that it would actually be like good music, or at least the subject matter. And you could tell that he knows that it's shock content because, like, for the most part, he's now starting to do more country stuff, the Post Malone style kind of thing that's happening recently. He knows that the shock content isn't working that much. He's showing his old passion, but it might be too late. Hopefully not, but I'm not listening to it. I'm gonna say for this one, Zach, I wish him the best of luck. Hope that he, gets over this shit, but it's gonna take a massive change of sound and persona. I give his old stuff 6 out of 10. I was gonna say 7, but it's a 6 out of 10. And his current stuff in the recent years, soulless out of 10, not even giving it a score. And the new country Post Malone, I give that a for him 5 out of 10. Maybe 6 if it gets better. Okay. Glad my voice sounds better. See you on the next video. Like, share, subscribe. See you next time. And FYI, you're going to see sooner videos. I know I said that last time, but trust, this is going to be a great summer.